Hey girlies, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is KayPhnae, but all my friends call me Kay. And since you're here, you might as well stay a while. So today we're gonna do a little makeup and chit chat as we film this look and just talk about how these adult relationships that we're in are actually our fault. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, I don't know, you tell me, but we're gonna talk about it. So if you're interested, let's get to it, girl. Hey y'all, okay, so let's do a quick little everyday face and just catch up. You know, it's been a while. First and foremost, what's up? What's up? Let me turn my hair back, honey. Ugh. Tie my hair back so I don't get all in my makeup. I just diffuse my curls. But anyway, what's going on, girl? I feel like we ain't just sat and did a little chit chat in a little minute, honey, and your girl got a lot to talk about, if you know what I'm saying. I have a lot to talk about, like, as you may know, hopefully you do. If not, I'm gonna link it up here. I just got back from my bachelorette trip. My girlies took me to Vegas, and we spent 4 days in Vegas, and it was a good time. I feel like we all left, well, when we got to the airport, feeling like that meme, Keke Palmer and Sierra, where she was like, oh girl, we need to spend more time together. I feel like we all left out like that. It was definitely a good time. But with that being said, I feel like having a good time with my friends is what kind of prompted me to want to talk about this topic, which is that nobody wants to say it because we don't want to be the blame for our own little downfall sometimes. I know, hear me out. But our adult relationships are definitely a reflection of us. I know. Hold up, girl. Let me go get my fan so I can dry my eyebrows. So yeah, so what do I mean by that? Because what you mean? What you mean the way these people, what you mean? Okay, so like I said, I just went on my bachelorette trip, and every single thing on that trip to me was so intentional. Every single thing. Like, it was not one thing that we did that wasn't like something that I am known to like. Like, everything that was planned was like, oh, of course we did this. Of course we did karaoke. Of course we did something fun like an ACV riding, even though your girl barely made it. But of course we did it, you know what I'm saying? Like, every single thing was so intentional, and I'm just like, it is crazy because they tell you, like, when you get married or, you know, planning a wedding, get married, have kids, that's when you start to really lose a lot of friends. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, they are not wrong. They are not wrong, and it's gonna be the people who you never would expect to lose. Those are gonna be the people that's gonna, you know, that's gonna drop off, and that's always the hardest part. Like, we put a lot of emphasis on, like, the difference between relationships. So, like, you know, your romantic relationships, your platonic relationships are, like, you know, with your friends and all of that extra stuff. And we're like, oh, well, if you get that man all these chances, you should give your friends the same amount of chances. Let me explain something. And I'm just gonna explain it from my point of view, because I don't know. Some of y'all be acting like y'all don't get it, and it baffles me. The reason why people are usually more upset with their girlfriends than they are with a guy that they're dating, like if they did something to them, is literally because your girlfriend knows every single thing about you. That guy, you probably didn't tell that guy everything. You know what I'm saying? You probably did not tell that guy every single thing you have going on. That guy doesn't know your trauma. That guy doesn't know any of this extra stuff, but your homegirl does. So when your homegirl goes and, like, does something that indeed hurts you, like that's to me, that's way heavier. Like I feel like that's the worst heartbreak I've ever went through was a friendship breakup. Like, and people act like they don't get it. They're like, well, if that man did it, yeah, he doesn't know you. Like, you weren't crying to him about somebody betraying you just for him to turn around and betray you the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. But I say all this to say, sometimes because they are your homegirls and you feel like, you know, y'all are gonna be on girls trips when y'all 67 and, you know, all this extra stuff, you get lost. You can get lost in them sometimes. And when you lose yourself in somebody else, you open up the floodgates to allow them to do whatever the hell they want to do to you. Literally, you allow them to do whatever they want to do to you because you're like, well, I mean, that's my friend, and da 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 da. You know, all this extra stuff. That's my friend, so I'm gonna do this and that. No. I have learned, and this is probably the hardest lesson, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I think I told y'all this. Ever since I turned 33, it's almost like all the lessons from the last 33 years is piling up in 1 year, and I don't like that for me. I do not like that for me. But I'm gonna say the being patient thing was definitely top one. So if y'all haven't watched that video, please go watch it. But being able to close the chapter and move on is very hard for me. And I know it's probably like, what you mean, Greta? Being able to be in a friendship, knowing that the friendship is not all bad, but there are some bad things, and knowing that those bad things you necessarily wouldn't tolerate from nobody else. If somebody else did that same thing, you would not tolerate it from them, but you're tolerating it from that one person. Wrap it up. It's okay to let go of somebody and move on. Like that's perfectly okay. And I've always known that it was okay to, you know, move on from a friendship. But to know something and to actually do it and put it into practice is two totally different things. Especially when you don't see it coming. You know? Like when you didn't see that friendship ending, it's hard because you're like, wait a minute. Like, okay, well, let me just think about it from this standpoint, or let me step outside of myself and let me try to, you know, extend grace or do this. I found myself doing that a lot this year. Let me try to, like, because maybe I'm tripping. Maybe this is not what it is. Maybe I'm tripping. And in actuality, it was exactly that the whole time. I didn't want to let go. And I found myself, like, kind of compromising my own morals for other people. Like, and granted, should you... Ooh, I think I messed that up. No, it's okay. I was like, because y'all know I ain't even supposed to be talking to y'all anyway and doing this. But granted, should you, you know, make accommodations for your friends? Absolutely. You should accommodate for them. But should you modify your whole life for them? No. And I found that's what I was doing for some people. And I knew that it wasn't right, because I wasn't doing it for everybody, you know? Like, this wasn't a situation where I was literally changing plans for everybody in the room. No, I was only changing plans for one person in the room. And at first, you know, it starts little by little. You don't realize that you're modifying you for the person. You don't realize that. You're looking at it like, well, that's my friend. I know my friend likes this certain thing, so I'm going to make sure that even though I don't too much care for it, I'm going to make sure that it's around so that my friend can, you know, feel like they are welcome, they deserve to be here, like I cared about them being here, so I added this to the agenda or whatever the case may be. And the thing about this this bridal era or whatever is, That's not how life is supposed to go when you're a bride, you know? Life is not supposed to go like you literally changing everything for somebody else. No, this is actually supposed to be the girl, y'all tell I ain't sat here in a while. But yeah, this is actually supposed to be the time where everybody else is supposed to be looking out for you, you know? And with that, sometimes like you really get to actually, because I probably have to pull this back a little bit. Okay, hold up. Let me take this band off because I think I have to pull it back to make sure all this stuff is on. Okay, we're back now. So yeah, it's supposed to be about you, and you are out here bending over backwards to make accommodations for somebody else, and that's actually wrong. So I did not, like I said, I was in a place where I'm like, okay, I have my core friends. I love these girls. They love me. Like, we're all going to do this and we're all going to be here. And sometimes, and I don't know if it sounds like I'm talking in circles or not. I don't know. But sometimes, all I'm saying is to say, sometimes it's hard to realize when it's time to let go of certain relationships, because I mean, if we're being honest, those relationships are literally doing nothing for you. They start to be a more one-sided relationship, whereas you are doing what you would expect them to do for them, but they're not showing up in return. And that could show up in a girlfriend, like homegirl friendship. That can show up in a romantic relationship. Shoot, that can show up in a work relationship where you feel like you're giving everything you got to this job and this job is giving you nothing back. Like, all of those things are kind of a reflection of you, because if you think about it, like, sometimes you look around and you're like, dang, they're not doing everybody else like that. That's just me. Like, I'm the only person that they're deciding to talk to like that, or I'm the only person that they're deciding to not show up for. That's weird. But these people are doing this because you are allowing them to. So, like I said, I learned a lot this year, but I'm gonna say I learned a lot really about myself, because I had to do a lot of things that I didn't think that I would be capable of doing. Like, not only did I not see it coming, but when I saw it coming, I'm like, dang, I can't imagine my life without this person. I'm confused. You know, what is happening here? I can't imagine my life without this person. I can't imagine not being at this job. I can't imagine, like, not having this role. Like, things were just happening to me, and I'm like, what is going on? It's not supposed to go like this. And that was the part where I knew I had to, kind of just get off of my little soapbox and get out of my rom-com books and all this extra stuff and accept the fact and move on, honey. Even though my idea of what I thought my wedding would look like, or who I thought would be at my wedding, is not coming to play, that does not mean that my wedding is still not going to be bomb. Because if the bachelorette trip was any preview of it, baby, we finna have a ball. We are finna have a ball. But it's different. So like I say, to kind of wrap that part up, it's totally a reflection of you. Because people are going to treat you the way you allow them to treat you. And that does not mean, okay, when you get pissed off, then you get to a point where it's like, let me tell y'all who I really am. And do you know who I am? No, that needs to be an everyday thing. Because people don't start playing with you all at one time. No, they do it bit by bit. They start with, just a little bit of, I know for me, my love language is acts of service. So the biggest thing you can do for me is either do something for me or show up for me. And I noticed that the people who I was losing, like, I lost them way before I thought I did, if that makes sense. Like, they were already gone when I kind of sit back and think about it. You know, hindsight is always 2020. But yeah, when I kind of sit back and think about it, I'm like, girl, those folks been stopped showing up for you. Those people been stopped making you a priority. Those people, he been stopped considering you. She been stopped showing up. Like, what are you talking about? And of course, like I said, hindsight is 2020. It just happens little bit by little bit. So and so doesn't show up. Oh well, they had this going on, so they didn't have to show up. You know, they had other plans. It's okay. So and so didn't do this. Oh no, they had this going on. It's okay. Somebody had something going on and they could have picked you, but they didn't. And you're like, oh no, that's fine. You know, it's okay. It's not okay. I'm telling you right now, it's not okay. When things happen and you feel like you are either overlooked for something and it's somebody who you thought you had a relationship with, that's not okay. That's not okay. That's not something that could be laughed off. That's not something that could be joked about. That's not something that could be swept under the rug, because it comes back. And when it comes back tenfold, and you're stuck looking like, what the hell? How do we even get here? How do we get to a place where this person is not showing up to some of the biggest moments of my life? Like, what? How do we get here? Or how do we get to a place where me and a coworker are this close and they're in a position to help me and they don't? Like, how do we get here? You allowed that. You allowed those small little minute things that they did time and time again to just build up. And you never said anything because it was super small, or you gave them an out. And I'm trying to tell you right now, as you become an adult, or you know, as you age, stop telling people it's okay when it's not okay. It's okay to be confrontational. It is okay. And I got what do you call it? I don't know, but I knew it was okay to be confrontational, especially this week, because I had an uncomfortable conversation. And in me having that uncomfortable conversation, the person actually thanked me for coming and telling them, you know, about how I felt and all this stuff. And we came to some sort of resolution. Now, do I know if the resolution is actually going to, you know, do what it's supposed to do? I don't know. But we were able to actually get to something. So when I say these relationships reflect you, that's what I'm talking about. When somebody has you messed up, you address it right then and there. You do not allow somebody to have you messed up and you go home and you realize, dang, why would they say that? You know, like, you realize that, like, what were they trying to say? You know, even though you didn't say it in the moment, when you get home and you think about it, you address that person. That's just what it is. You address that person, because if you do not address it and you harbor it, before you know it, it's almost like you're building a RICO case. That's literally how I felt. Losing that friendship, I felt like I had unintentionally built a RICO case without even knowing it. And I didn't know that it was a case until it was literally really case closed. Like, cause I don't even need to talk about this, because I already know what's about to happen. I'm already doing it in my head. Like, I'm already getting you up out of here. You know, like, it's a done deal. But, and I don't know. I don't know if I would have said something, you know, a little earlier. I don't know if things would have been different, but that's something that I never would. But you don't have to go through that. You don't have to go through that, because I'm telling you now, start addressing it right then and there. Literally. If somebody got you fucked up, tell them that. And you don't even have to sit in those words, because, you know, everybody don't like a little curse word every now and then. But where they have you messed up is where you address it. Do not allow these people to continue to, you know, treat you any kind of way. And I will say, it is not easy, and they will try to sit up here and make it seem like you are just this confrontational person and you're hard to work with, or you don't have, that's why you don't have any friends, and that's da 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 da. Listen, if you have to be a pushover or a people pleaser to have friends, you don't need those people as your friends. You don't need that. And I know that, you know, when people go to the whole people pleaser and all that stuff, you know, folks get a little sensitive when it comes to that. But I personally feel like some of us be people pleasing and we don't even realize it. We do not even realize it. And like, it takes for people who know you, like genuinely know you, to tell you stuff like, hey, you kind of doing a bit too much for this person. Like, I get it, you know, you're making accommodations and you're trying to do this, but would you do that for somebody else? And it hits a little different because you know that the person that's telling you that is telling you that because they love you, not because, you know, they're trying to be funny or anything like that. No, they really giving you some tea, because girl, what is you doing? Like, what is you doing? What is you doing? What is you doing? So yes, we are, from here on out, we are no longer overextending ourselves for people who do not do the same for you. We're not doing that, because I realize that even though it's a lot of people who preach about having a village and, oh, well, I want to have a good, solid group of friends, and I want to be able to do this and I want to be able to do that. Those are the same people that the minute you invite them to something, they won't show up. How are you expecting to have a village if you cannot be a villager? You want people to show up for you, but when it's time for you to show up for them, you know where to be found. I saw this video of this girl on TikTok, and if I can go back, and I'll probably try to go back and search it and insert it, but she's talking about how she was on this date with this guy, and it got to the point where the date was uncomfortable, and she was like, hey, she texted her friend and she was like, hey, like, this man just asked me if he can, like, I think it was like if he can touch her boobs or something like that. Like, she had good boobs and he wanted to touch her boobs, and she's like, it's getting uncomfortable. Can you call me and say that you need me? Say that it's an emergency. And if you're a girl, if you know, you've been there before. You know how this is.
So I had a friend ask me to be her maid of honor. I had one honest conversation with her, and I have not heard from her since. In case you missed it, this is what started it all. I was on a really bad date. The guy was weird, so he asked to touch my boobs. You can see that in the text message. He said, you have big boobs. Can I touch them? I tell her to give me a call. I say, call me, trying to get out of here. She said, I'm watching Survivor with the hubby. He loves this show. Yeah, she really said that. After that happened, I basically was like, all right, I see what's going on. You're just going to be like a brunch friend. Like, I'll see you here and there every couple months, but I mentally checked out of the friendship after that. So we were close for some years, but you know that friend who, as soon as they get a man, they just disappear? That was her. So then a couple months later, the girl gets engaged, and she tells me I'm going to be her maid of honor. First, I accepted it because I felt bad. I really felt bad. She only had 3 people in her bridal party, which was her little sister, her sister-in-law, and then her aunties. But then I was like, girl, no, this girl left you for dead. Being somebody's maid of honor, you basically are going to be their personal assistant up until the wedding. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of energy. I basically just had an honest conversation with her, and I was like, girl, I haven't felt this close to you in a long time. And I was like, yeah, the maid of honor of it all, not gonna happen. But I did leave the door open to possibly be a bridesmaid, and I haven't heard from that girl in a month. I'm just really confused how you wanted me to be the person standing next to you on the most important day of your life, and now I haven't heard from you. Is that not weirdo behavior?
Your friend is going through something, you step away, you either crank on some tears or you act like you are literally in distress to get your friend out of the situation, right? So she texts the friend that. The friend texts her back and say, what, girl? Like, first she was like, oh, you're not at work or something like that. And then she said, what, girl? Like, that's crazy. Like, why would he say that? Anyway, girl, I'm watching, and I can't remember what it was that she was watching. She was like, I'm watching so and so with my man right now. This is his favorite show. And I'm not gonna I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that, I was so confused because I'm like, what? The time it took for you to actually reply back and say that you were watching the show, and that, you know, pretty much you couldn't call her because you're watching the show with your man. You could have called her already, literally, or you could have literally put her on. If you're watching a show with your man don't know your friend, you can't like put the phone to him and be, you know, show him the phone and be like, dang, I need to call my homegirl. She over here. This dude is being real weird and she's feeling uncomfortable. So I need to call my homegirl real quick. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was the craziest thing in the world. But mine was not that serious where I'm literally in danger, but my situation was very, very close. Where it was like, you can't get off that man to come be a friend to me. You can't do that. Everything about that. I'm happy for you and that man because everybody deserves a good one. But you can't separate yourself to be a good friend. No, okay, that's cool. That's real cool. That's weird, right? But those will be the same people that when they begin to have issues or problems or something, those will be the ones that's beating down your phone, beating it down, blowing it up. Girl, let's go to brunch. Girl, let's do this. Girl, let's do that. No, I'm going through it with my man placeholder. You only calling me when you're going through it with your man, or you only calling me when it's a situation where you need your trophy friend. Because I also realized this year that was what I was. And I oh God, realizing that, I'm not gonna say it pissed me off because it didn't, but it had me in shock. Because what are you talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean that people hang out with people that they're okay with? Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, they're not like the best of friends, but they hang out with people just so they can say that they hung out with people. What do you mean? That makes no sense. That makes not a one bit of sense to me. But it doesn't have to make sense to me because I'm not the person that's doing it. And if you are not familiar with what a trophy friend is, it's exactly what it sounds like. A trophy friend is somebody who you have that friend, and that's the friend that you treat like a trophy. Like when people are talking about you say, oh yeah, that's my friend, and that's it. The relationship, it can go a little deeper, or it don't have to, but that's the whole basis of the friendship. And it messed me up. It messed me up because I was kind of like, dang, I thought we were building something. I thought we were cheetah girls, cheetah sisters, but I guess I was cheetah girl, cheetah sister. Not them, honey. I was. They wasn't. And I'm good now. When the realization kicked in, I was not good. I'm not gonna lie. I was not good. I was actually pretty pissed off because I felt, used. Like, oh, you were only my friend because of this, or you only wanted to hang out with me because of this, or you only, it threw me off. And I'm gonna put it on my naivety. I think that's the word for it. I'm gonna put it on that because a lot of people who I became friends with, especially at an earlier age, like, that was the case. But I also did not know any better because literally I've never been a girl with a whole lot of friends. I've been a girl that when I get friends, we're super close, they remain close, and we just keep that friendship, So like, I didn't have a lot of experience. So when things started happening, I was just confused. Like, what? Because I didn't understand why go out your way to befriend somebody that you actually don't care for. Or I'm not gonna say don't care for, because I think that these people in these situations that I was in, I think they did care for me. But I just think their care, or the way they showed care and the way I did, was two totally different things. But yeah. So I knew that, you know, once it came up what it was, I knew that it was time for me to kind of start making decisions for myself. And those decisions that I was making, I had to stand on them. I had to stand on them because I realized that if I did not make a decision for myself and I did not stand on it, I was gonna go back into this situation and people were gonna continue to do me the same damn way. Like, even though I'm telling them, hey, y'all got me fucked up. If I tell you you got me effed up, and then I come back and I continue to be your friend, I continue to show up for you the same way I have always showed up for you, how is that me, you know, protecting myself? It's not. How is that me actually standing on what I said to you? It's not. So, like, literally, I had to learn this year that it is okay. It's okay. It's okay to literally be, it's okay to be the villain. It's okay to be the bad guy, because I've never, not gonna lie to you, I've never wanted to be the villain or the bad guy in somebody's story. I never wanted to be the person that somebody can say, oh, well, I asked her to do this and she didn't do it for me. I never wanted to be that person. But sometimes people know that. People know that, and that's when they start to literally prey on you. They know that you're the person that can get it done. So they ask you, hey, can you do this for me? Even though technically, should you be the person doing it? Probably not, because they don't, well, you find out later on, they don't even really, you know, the relationship they have with you is not as deep as the relationship they have with other people. So why they asking you? Because they know you would do it and get it done, you know, correctly. It's just, it's crazy. But yeah, it is this year with these relationships. And when I say relationships, like adult relationships, I'm talking about friendships, and I'm talking about family relationships, and I'm also talking about, you know, work relationships, co-workers and stuff, because that's a big thing too. And people don't like to address it. They like to act like, oh, well, I just work with those people, it's not that big of a deal. But yes, it is actually. It actually is that big of a deal, because especially when you do what I do, we're there, well, most everybody, but we're there, you know, 8 hours a day. We stay after, we do, you know, a lot of extracurricular stuff together. Like, you start to build relationships with these people. So when folks get to acting out of character and out of their body, it hurts your feelings. And it's okay to say it hurts my feelings. And it's not okay for them to act like they don't understand what's going on. That's what kind of sparked my whole little, I'm going into my villain origin this year, because it was not that, you know, I didn't speak up. I started speaking up. And the minute I started speaking up about, like, you know, how I felt, girl, people started meeting me with the,
well, you know, that wasn't my intention. I wasn't trying to, that wasn't how I was trying to go about it. That wasn't my intention. I didn't mean for things to go.
what? That, girl, boy, just because you didn't mean for my feelings to get hurt doesn't mean my feelings is not hurt. You still dead wrong. And I don't care. Or, well,
I just think she just blowing it out of proportion. I don't think it was that big of a deal. Like, she could have really just,
huh? What? What you say? Yeah, it got to that, and that's when I was like, oh. So when I was extending all this grace, I probably shouldn't have, because these niggas knew what they was doing. Yes, they definitely knew what they was doing the whole time, but it was okay because I wasn't saying nothing. They was getting away with it. You know, it was cool. It was cool. Everything was cool, but it's not cool. It is not cool. It is not cool. It is not cool. So if you are under the sound of my voice and you're hearing what I'm saying, honey, baby girl, baby boy, don't let these people play with you, because the more you allow people to play in your face, the more it, or the worse it looks on you, because other people are gonna start watching them play in your face, and what you think they're gonna do? When they're gonna be like, oh, that's an easy leg, let me go over there too. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. We are not doing that. We are not doing that. And we are not allowing people to just, you know, make us modify our lives or blow up our lives or change our lives for people who are not going to do the same for us. We're not doing that, okay? Whew. Y'all know y'all can't breathe with that one. You cannot breathe with that at all. But yeah. So that's what we doing. We not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So this is it for the face. This is it for the face. Now I have been using, so on the bachelorette trip, Nat, my best friend, she was using a white under eye powder. She was using a white, I'm talking about under eye powder, child eyeliner. She was using a white eyeliner, and it just gave the perfect, because you know, y'all know we had a Bratz night, so if you did not see it, go look. I'm telling you, we had a ball. But the white liner, you know how you put black underneath and it like smokes it out and give you this sexy sultry look? Girl, I already have like cat eyes. I don't need I don't need nothing else to make my eyes sultrier. But I like the way the white looks. The white literally, there we go, it gives it that baby doll effect. So like you see, it gives it like, you see, even though my eyes are super duper slanted already, but still, I think I want to try like a beige type of color though, to see how that'll look. Cause it wouldn't be as dark as the white, but I want to try the beige. But yeah. So this is what it's giving. And of course I'm gonna do some mascara under the eyes, because if I'm gonna give baby doll, I need to give baby doll. So mascara under the eye. And I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm using the same powder puff. I'm not putting nothing else on it, but I'm using the same one that I used to actually set my eyes, to go under and like pull it down, so that I'm not getting mascara all over the place. And as I say getting mascara all over the place, I start getting mascara all over the place, girl. Anyways, yeah. And then I have short under eyelashes too, so yeah. Give me some more. Yep. All right, and that'll do it. All right, so I'm gonna go put Daytona 500. I'm gonna go do my lip, pull my hair down. I did diffuse it, so it should be all good and big and juicy. And put my clothes on, and then I'll be back with the final look. All right, girlies, so this is the final look. I just went in with my Juvia's Place lip liner and Coffee Bean, and then my Edam lip gloss and the Shakira Shaved Ice. And yeah, it did fine. Y'all, look at this. I'm getting this lace back down pat because y'all know I am a pixie girl, so I have to dibble and dabble in the lace. But yeah, I'm getting it back down pat. But yeah, final look. What y'all think? Anyway, outside of the look, don't forget about what we talked about, okay? So you got homework. Y'all know I'm going back to work, so I'm getting used to giving out homework. You got homework. Go ahead and start evaluating those relationships. Look through them. If they are not mutually beneficial, get out of them. Get out of them. And if they need somebody to come back and talk to, send them to me. I will tell them, honey, the girl is done. The girl is done giving up their life for somebody else who won't even spit on them if they was on fire. Get out of it. Either mutually beneficial or deny access. Okay? That's what we're doing. We're either getting into some beneficial situations or we're denying access. And that's it. But yeah, girl, that's all I got. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Together.